Close your eyes, take a deep breath. In the quiet hum of the day, we are often deaf to the whispers of our own body, the flutter of a heartbeat, the subtle tension in the shoulders. Meditation begins here, at the threshold of silence, inviting us to listen. At first, it feels strange. Your mind might race with to-do lists, regrets or worries, but gently, you guide your attention inward. You notice the rise and fall of your chest. You feel the pulse beneath your skin. These aren't distractions, they are messages. Your body has been speaking all along, in a language softer than words. Learning to hear it is like learning to trust a quiet friend. With each session, your awareness grows. You start to feel the heaviness in your legs after a long day, or the lightness in your stomach when you are excited. You don't judge these feelings. You simply observe them, accepting them as they are. This is not weakness, it is strength. It is the courage to sit with discomfort and the wisdom to recognize joy. One day you find yourself in a stressful moment. Your shoulders tighten, your breath shortens. But now you catch it. You pause. You breathe. The tension doesn't disappear, but you no longer fight it. You let it be, and in that acceptance, you find a new kind of freedom. Your body becomes a compass, guiding you through life with clarity. Meditation doesn't silence the noise, it teaches you to hear the music beneath, and that changes everything. Imagine a weight you've carried so long you forgot it was there. As you sit in stillness, your mind may wander, but your body speaks in sensations. A tightness in the chest, a warmth in the palms. Meditation teaches you to notice these signals without judgment. It is like being a curious observer of your own inner world, where every breath becomes a gentle anchor. You learn that the tightness isn't an enemy to fight, but a message to be heard. The warmth isn't a distraction, but a sign of life flowing through you. With each session, the noise fades, and you discover a newfound acceptance, a quiet strength that grows from simply allowing yourself to feel. This is the path to deeper awareness, where your body's wisdom guides you toward peace and resilience. At first, the noise of life fights for attention. Thoughts rush in like waves, and the body's signals can feel overwhelming. But with each gentle breath, you learn to observe, not to fix, not to flee, but simply to perceive the story your body tells. As you sit in stillness, the sensations begin to speak. A tightness in the shoulders whispers about stress. A flutter in the chest hints at excitement. And the slow rhythm of your heartbeat reminds you of the quiet strength within. You welcome all of it, without judgment, for this is a language that only patience can translate. Gradually, the waves of thought soften. You realize that noticing the body's signals is not a task to complete, but a gift to receive. Each ache and ease tells a chapter of your journey. And in this peaceful observation, you discover the power of acceptance, a profound connection that turns mere awareness into a gentle, steady grace. There is a moment when awareness deepens. You feel the pulse beneath your skin, the rise and fall of your chest as if for the first time. This is the art of perception, seeing your physical self not as a machine, but as a landscape of living messages. Each heartbeat whispers something. Each breath carries a story. The tightness in your shoulders isn't failure. It is a signal, a part of you asking to be heard. And when you finally listen without judgment, something shifts. You realize that these signals are not enemies to be silenced, but guides to be understood. The ache in your bones is not weakness. It is your body speaking in a language older than words. And you, for once, choose to translate it with kindness. Meditation teaches you that acceptance is not giving up. It is a gentle embrace of what is. When you stop fighting the tremor in your hands, you find stillness. When you welcome the flutter in your stomach, you find calm. This is how strength is born, not from pushing away, but from leaning into the truth of your own body. In that quiet space, you discover that you are not broken. You are simply becoming more aware, and that awareness is the first step toward a love that starts from within, flowing outward until it touches every part of your life. Acceptance is the next step. You might notice an ache or a flutter of anxiety. Instead of resisting, you acknowledge it. I see you. Like a friend arriving at your door, you welcome the sensation without needing it to leave immediately. It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. You breathe into that ache, letting it exist without judgment. The flutter doesn't define you. It's just a passing cloud. And in that space, something powerful happens. The sensation softens. You realize you don't have to fight your own body. You can sit with discomfort, curiosity replacing fear. This is not surrender. It's strength. It's learning to hold your own hand in the dark. Now, imagine carrying this acceptance beyond your meditation cushion. When stress rises at work or frustration flares at home, you pause. You feel the tightness in your chest and say, I see you. And for a moment, you are not consumed by the story. You are just present. This practice reweaves the fabric of your day. You become a witness to your life, not a prisoner of reaction. Each ache, each worry becomes a teacher. And with each breath, you grow more resilient. This is the quiet revolution of meditation, not to escape feeling, but to embrace it fully. And in that embrace, you find not just peace, but freedom. With practice, the signals become teachers. Tension reminds you to release. Fatigue asks for rest. You begin to trust your body's wisdom. Meditation transforms fear into curiosity, turning every twitch and sigh into a dialogue between mind and matter. Each small sensation becomes a lesson, a gentle nudge back to the present moment. Your breath, once automatic, now feels like a conscious partner guiding you through the noise. Over time, you notice that the tightness in your shoulders isn't an enemy, it is a messenger. Instead of resisting, you lean in, asking softly, what do you need? And the answer comes, not in words, but in the subtle softening that follows. This is the quiet power of awareness. It doesn't fight, it listens. And in that listening, you find the strength to let go. Not all at once, but moment by moment. The practice becomes a sanctuary, a space where you are both the student and the teacher. Your body no longer a source of complaint, but a trusted companion on the journey. You realize that true resilience is not about pushing through pain, but about understanding its language. So you breathe, you notice, you accept. And in that acceptance, you discover a stillness that has been there all along, waiting for you to simply stop and say, I am ready to learn. Eventually, the silence becomes a familiar and comforting space. You no longer sit down to escape from the noise of the world, but to connect with a world within you. Your body, which you once tried to control and silence, becomes your most honest partner. Every sensation you feel, every subtle pulse and tingle is a message. Meditation transforms the way you listen. You begin to perceive these signals not as interruptions, but as wisdom. You accept them without judgment, whether they are uncomfortable or joyful. In this acceptance, you find a profound sense of peace. Your breath is no longer just an automatic function. It becomes a deliberate step toward harmony with yourself. Your heartbeat, steady and persistent, joins in a quiet symphony that plays only for you. In this stillness, you discover that true connection begins not with the external, but with the gentle acceptance of your own being. When you open your eyes, the world looks the same, but you are different. You carry a new skill, the ability to perceive and accept what is. Meditation is not a destination. It is the gentle, continuous act of coming home to yourself. It is a quiet revolution that takes place in the spaces between your thoughts, the subtle shift from resistance to embrace. You learn to listen to the whispers of your body, the quickening pulse, the shallow breath, the tension held in your shoulders. Instead of pushing these sensations away, you greet them with curiosity. You allow them to exist, to speak, and then to fade, like clouds drifting across a vast sky. This practice does not erase the noise of the world. It changes how you relate to it. You become familiar with the language of your own being, understanding that each signal is a message, not a threat. With patience, you cultivate a gentle acceptance, a soft agreement to meet yourself exactly where you are without judgment. This is a skill that grows with each breath, each moment of stillness. It transforms the way you move through life, turning every experience into an opportunity for presence. And as you stand up and step back into the world, you carry this inner quiet with you, a sanctuary that you can return to at any time. The journey is not about reaching a perfect state, but about returning again and again to this simple, profound truth. You are whole, you are here, and you are home.